Hello everyone, my name is Abubakar Sleem and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn to create a calculator in Scratch. So first of all, I'll be showing you how a calculator will work in Scratch, and I have already created a project. So to start the calculator, you have to press this green button. When you will press the green button, a message will be printed in front of you. Enter plus, minus, multiply or divide. So let's suppose you enter plus. After that, a new message will be displayed. Enter number 1. So let's suppose you have entered 7. A second message will be printed. Enter number 2. Let's suppose you have entered 8. And the result will be printed, which is 15. Similarly, if you want to subtract, you again will press on the flag button, and let's suppose you want to subtract two numbers. Minus will be your choice. Let's suppose you have entered 6 as first number, 12 as second number. The output is going to be minus 6. So this is the calculator that you are going to create today, which can add, subtract, multiply or divide two numbers. So you have to open a new tab and you have to open the website of Scratch and create a blank project. A blank project will open in front of you. First thing that you have to do is you have to remove this because you don't need it. So you have deleted the cat sprite. Then you have to create a blank sprite on which you can implement the code. So for that, you have to draw a blank sprite. And after that, whenever a flag button is clicked, you want the user to enter data. So whenever you want to get input from the user, we use a code snippet ask, which is present in the sensing option. So let's suppose you want to print a message, enter plus, minus or multiply or divide. So this is the message that is going to be printed, and when you will press the flag button, you will see the message, and at the bottom of the screen or stage you will see the insertion point where you can insert your input. So now you want to get the result which user has entered. For that, you can use this answer option from the sensing code snippet. This is the variable which is storing the entered value that user has entered. So now you want to perform the calculation. So for that, first you have to check what user has entered. If user has entered plus, then you want to add the numbers. If user has entered minus, then you have to subtract the numbers. If user has entered static, you have to multiply the numbers. And if user has entered divide, then you have to divide the two numbers. So for that, you will be using multiple if then statements, if then blocks. And the first thing that you are going to do is you are going to use the equal to operator, and you are going to compare your answer that user has entered with plus. If user has entered plus, then you have to add the numbers. Which numbers? Again, the user will enter the number. So now you are going to create three variables. The first variable is going to be rename variable to first value, and I want to display it on the screen. Then I will create another variable and I'm going to name it second value, and I want to display it also. And then I want to create another variable result, which is going to be the third variable or third value. So first value is the first input that user is going to put, second value is the second input, and result is the last input. So now I want user to enter the first value. So for that, we are again going to use ask option from the sensing code snippet. Ask, and this time I want to print the message, enter the first value. Yeah, or you can use enter the first number. This one is much better. So if user has entered it, whatever the user will enter, you have to store it in variable first value. For that, you are going to use set first value to answer. Then you want to enter the second value. Again, you are going to use this ask option, enter the second or second. So now user will enter the second number. Again, you have to set the second variable to answer. So whatever the answer is, it is going to be stored in the second variable. And at the end, you have to add first value and second value. So for that, and you have to assign that value to result. So set result, and now I'm going to use the operators, addition operator, and the values that I'm going to add is the first variable, first value, and second value. Just give me a second. We are going to put the operator here, first value and second value. Now the addition code will work when I will press the flag button. A message will be printed, enter plus, minus, multiply or divide. So let's suppose I have entered plus, enter the first number. The first number I'm going to enter is 12. The second number that I'm going to enter is 13, and the result is going to be 25. So this is how we will implement plus or addition in this place. So now we are going to subtract two numbers because we also have to implement that code. So for that, I am going to duplicate this and I am going to place it here, and instead of plus I am going to use minus, and where the result has assigned the sum, we are going to change the operator, and we are going to delete these three blocks, and instead I'm going to use the minus operator here, and I'm going to subtract first value and second value. So this is how we will implement subtraction. Then we are again going to duplicate it, and now we are going to implement multiplication. For multiplication, I'm going to use steric, and the operator is also going to be changed with result. So let's delete this. Go to operators, subtract. Instead of subtraction, we are going to use multiplication, and first value will be multiplied with second value, and now the result is going to be this. And at the end, we are again going to duplicate this if block for the VM. Change this, multiply into divide. For that, I'm going to use the last division operator, and variables are there. Second value is going to be in the second place. So this is how we are going to implement addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now let's run the program. But there is a problem here that whenever we run the program, the values are not changed. They are the previous values are going to be displayed. We want to change the value at the beginning whenever the flag button is clicked. So for that, I am going to set the first value to 0, second value to 0, and result to 0. So whenever the flag button is clicked, the first value will be changed to 0, the second value will be changed to 0, and the result will be changed to 0. So now when I will press the flag button, the first value, second value, and result are changed to 0. So let's suppose I want to divide two numbers. For that, I will enter division sign here slash. I want to divide 16 from 8, and the result should be 2. Similarly, I want to multiply two numbers, 4, sorry, static. First, I have to enter static, then 4, and then 6. Output is going to be 24. Again, I want to subtract two numbers, 13, 29. So the answer is minus 16. And last, we are going to add two numbers. So for that, plus is going to be the input. Plus is here, plus 7 and 9, and the output is 16. So this is how you can create a very basic calculator using if block, and this is how you can add two numbers, subtract two numbers, multiply two numbers, and divide two numbers. So this is a logical code that we have created today, and it required a lot of coding, but the coding was not very difficult if you are working in the right way. But if you are not planning the solution in a right way, then you are going to face the problem, and then the result is going to be false or wrong. So you have to make sure that whenever you are solving such problems, you have to plan the solution in a right way so that you achieve the right result. So I hope that you have understood the concept. If there is any question, please let me know in the comment section. Please like the video and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.